Hello ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. This is Force, and here today we are going to be taking a look at Supernova. Now before we get too far into the video, I just want to let you know right away this is a sponsored video. Bandai Namco reached out to me, asked if I'd like to take a look at this game, show it to you guys as part of a promotion. I said sure thing, so that's what we're doing here today. Now what is this? Well, Supernova is an upcoming MOBA / strategy game, and we'll get into the sort of the details of that as we move forward. First things first, though, I got to spend a couple of points here. We've got abilities and proficiencies. We'll check out the proficiencies once we get access to them. Basically, as you collect experience playing, you're going to get attribute points, and you spend those to increase weapon damage, attack speed, health, armor, power, cooldown reduction, all of those fun things. All sorts of different heroes in this game. They go by the name of commanders. Now, the commander that I am playing as is like a ranged caster assassin. And the first ability that I'm going to pick up here is shock treatment, which will deal damage in a line after a short delay. And then if I hit an enemy commander with it, it actually resets the cooldown so I can cast it again. And that can trigger once every 18 seconds. So we're going to try to get that going there. So everything you've seen so far, you know, I've got my hero. We've got some creep waves moving out. We've got 3 lanes. This looks probably like a MOBA. Like you probably get it, right? You're like, oh, okay, MOBA. Yeah, lanes, creep, heroes with abilities. I've got a Q, W, E, and an R. That sounds like every MOBA that I've ever played. Sure thing. Well, a little bit different here because the strategy element comes into play with your minion waves, known as your forces, in which you actually get to decide what you want your forces to be. So you get to pick them. Now I've got it on auto deploy, but what I can show you here is we've got basically these different choices. I'm gonna actually build that up here, and we're gonna click on that. We've got these different choices of units. Now prior to the game, you essentially set up a loadout, which is gonna help you decide the units that you'll have access to, basically, in the game. And then as you collect resources while playing the game, and you collect resources just by doing things, killing enemy minions, killing enemy commanders, and there's creep camps. You can check out the mini-map down there. Those little yellow circles are the creep camps in this game. Oh, that just barely missed him, holy crap. There we go, got the kill, beautiful. So yeah, doing all this stuff will collect resources, and you use those resources to purchase upgrades. Like I can get a damage upgrade, I can get armor upgrades here. We can get, or to actually purchase the forces themselves. Oh, okay. Or to purchase the forces themselves. Now it's set on auto deploy, and what that will basically do is it'll take a look at the forces coming in your lane that the enemy is producing, and it'll do its best to counteract that, to balance it out, essentially. And we can go ahead and check out this force overview, and it'll show you, okay, these are the enemy forces that are dangerous to you, and you can counter them by producing these ones. So I could say, all right, let's make more of those guys. So I've got 5 of those guys coming, and that'll help counteract what the enemy's throwing at me, essentially. Now we've been talking about those lanes, but it's one of those things where, you know, I've played this game for several hours now, and we're playing against an AI just for the sake of this video, because I want to be able to actually talk to you and not be freaking out every 5 seconds because someone's ganking me in the lane, you know what I mean? I want to sort of talk you through what this game is. Run quick. I mean, even now, even just playing against the AI, I'm like, oh crap. Although it's really not that, like, it's AI, so it's fine. We'll be fine. In fact, we just got another kill. So, I've played this game a bunch, but I'm still really learning how the forces work, and I'm still like unlocking access to different forces. There's like this whole progression system outside of an individual match, and you can purchase different upgrades that you'll have access to for your forces. You can purchase different forces that you'll have access to, all of that fun stuff. But I'm still learning it, and I basically just rely on the force overview to tell me what the best thing is to build, basically. So again, it's saying, hey, there's a lot of drones, counteract those with these guys. So let me, wait, where are they? Do I not have any? Oh, okay, I need 450 for it, so we don't quite have enough, but once the next wave goes out, we We should have enough. We don't want to get hit by that, though. In fact, this would probably be a good time. Well, if we can kill this, that'll be good, too. I've got some points to upgrade my character, but I can't do those here. I actually have to go back to my base in order to upgrade my attributes, as well as to spend some points in proficiency. So once, well, maybe I should just go back soon, actually. I don't think there's much of a reason for me to stay. I'll stay now because we just picked up our ultimate. Although we missed with it, but we're gonna get that kill anyways. Okay. All right. Well, let's how close are we to another? We're getting pretty close to a second proficiency point, so I'm just gonna stay out. So we've got the 3 lanes getting pushed again. As we talked about, you get to decide what forces you want, and you can do that based on what would be good to counteract your opponent's forces. That's really the big thing. Then we've got these researches. Like I can upgrade the second level of this, which will give me increased resource income per wave. I can upgrade the damage and defenses of my forces that are moving out. We can do the disassembling. We can do the flight form, which will programs all newly created locusts to go airborne. Flying locusts can only attack ground targets. So fun stuff like that. We get another point. I'm going to focus on my Q and my W. My E is a blink ability, which I don't even know. Talks about my Q. My E is a blink, which will increase the damage of my next basic attack. And my W is a fairly high damage, but also a silence is the big thing with that. We're getting pretty close to being able to get a second proficiency point, so I'm just going to wait a little longer before we head back. Okay, we're about to grab that. There we go. We got a second proficiency point. So let's go ahead and go back. We're going to hit F. This is going to recall its back. Now, there's 2 factions in this game, and depending on the faction you choose, it's actually going to change your recall. My faction, the Cyborg faction, I am forced to stand still while I recall. The human faction can move around as long as they get back into the proper spot before the ship comes. They actually get picked up and transported back. So there's pluses and minuses to both those factions, and then the different factions will also have different visuals for their units, but as far as I understand, they're basically the same thing. So what are proficiencies? Well, besides upgrading your attributes, this is further customization. So you can see here are some suggested ones, some core ones. Caster Burst, which will increase my power. Ability cast increased power by 369, stacks up to 20 times with a 5-second cooldown, and then those stacks are lost if I die. And then finally increases max power by 4. And then there's these are the 3 different levels of this. And I'm actually just going to pick this Caster Burst, and we're going to do 2 points into it since we have those 2 proficiency points. So proficiency points and attributes, you just level those up as you're going throughout, as you're again, killing minions, killing other commanders, doing the things that you do in this game. But there's all sorts of different things. In fact, we can see there's like a ton of different. These are just the suggested ones for my hero, but there's a ton of different ones that you could choose from. So if you wanted to build a certain way, there's all sorts of different options you have access to. And these sort of, I guess, help take the place a little bit of the item shop, because there's no item shop in this game. It's just attributes, proficiencies, and then there's also some out-of-game customization. So we're moving on here. So I talked about the creep camp, so we haven't taken a look at it yet. So I can basically go in all these little yellow dots from small to medium to large represent creep camps, and the size basically represents the difficulty of the camps. So the smaller ones are the easier ones to take out, larger ones harder, and the big one is a boss camp, which I've actually never even taken out. In fact, I don't really see people creeping a lot in this game. I don't know if it's just not good or people just don't do it, but we're gonna destroy him, like, absolutely. In fact, we'll get both of them. There you go. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Not too much of an accomplishment because it is AI, but there's so much for me to try to explain and talk to you guys about that it's just kind of, I'm gonna make one of those. I don't even know what the heck that does. It's just, I can see it being very cool having this really big metagame and people, you know, just the lane composition that you decide to construct. Obviously it's going to be a big deal, you know what I mean? At least I would hope so, because that's a big sort of focal point of this game. That's basically what's going to set this game apart from other MOBAs, is that strategic weaving of lane composition and picking your proper forces to go to fight against whatever your opponent's doing and all that stuff. So hope I can take out this creep camp. I don't know that I'm the best at even killing camps like this, but I'm trying for it anyway. So you can see we got attribute points from doing this stuff. So in fact, we'll see what pops up when I kill this guy here. So plus some XP. Get XP, get attribute points. Let's go to middle here. We're an assassin. Let's see if we can get a gank. I've got all my cooldowns here, so we're gonna say, hey, let's go for a bloat bot. Let's try to kill bloat bot. I think we'll get him. Oh, I don't even need to show up. He's just dead. He's just dead, just like that. Okay, so we can spend more points. I'm gonna focus on my W more than my E. I primarily use my E just to get away or chase. I'd rather have the more damage from my W or my Q. So, and let's see if we can push this mid tower. So let's talk a little bit about the UI. We've talked about the forces. We've talked about like attributes and stuff. Let's take a look at the UI here. Lots of stuff going on. We'll start off at the top. This is the duration of the game. These are the kills for each side. And then right here we've got the total team attribute points. So you can just see how much stronger we are than them as a result of our kills. And then these are also the lanes. So you can see the 3 lanes are represented in these 3 rows, and the ones that are disappearing are destroyed towers, and the ones that are blinking are ones that are under attack. So they're actually pushing the top one right now, so I could make my way over there. Let's see if we can get a kill on this. Beautiful. And we'll pop that there just like that. So as I make my way through the jungle, you know, kill some things, make my way towards the team. So we've got my Q, W, E, and my R. You unlock your R automatically at level 5, I believe it is. And it just levels up automatically. So the only thing you have to focus on leveling up is your Q, W, and E. Your R, your super, your ultimate, whatever it's called, that's always just gonna level up by itself. It's nothing you have to basically think about. Alright, we are gonna probably kill him here. Yep, there it is. There it is. In fact, let me go back because I'd like to show you something else that I didn't show you the last time I went back. So we're gonna hit F. Now again, if I were human, after I hit F, I could walk around, I could do stuff, and then once the timer reached 0, as long as I was back on that spot, a ship would pick me up and bring me back. But as cyborg, it's just different. I don't get that. I don't get that luxury. But I believe to compensate for that, it's a shorter duration for it to actually trigger. So we're gonna queue this up. That's the next one we're gonna pick up. The thing I didn't show you was our rematerialize. This lets me hop right back into battle. I can just pick a nearby friendly and go, hey, I'm gonna transport to that location. So after a couple of seconds, I'm gonna transport right on top of this guy, and then boom, here I am. So that's got a cooldown. We also have our 4 here. We always have access to that, and that's like just a ward. It's just a scouting thing, and I can put it down. It's got a however long cooldown, 120-second cooldown there. And we also have this, my 1 and my 2, which I haven't done yet. Again, there's so much. There's so much for me to try to explain. That's like I'm gonna definitely miss out on a lot of stuff here. This is a super dead AI. So these abilities, these are abilities that you pick prior to actually playing the game. And there's a whole list of different things, and you can have basically one from each category. There's like damage and support and things like that. And the 2 that I have, one of them is this Peacemaker, which is a massive damage to a large area. Does a lot of damage to minions, specifically enemy forces. Less damage to actual enemy players, these commanders here. I'm gonna hit him and try to bait him back. So I could just drop this down. I don't want to drop this down yet, though. It's not a good spot. But then my second ability is a rush. Now there's another option that I would have in this slot, for example. So this is a movement speed increase. Another option that I would have instead would be a blink. But I figure my character already has a blink, so I don't need a second one. So just sticking with that first one is fine.
The enemy's auger is under attack.
I might be able to get this kill. I think so. My ultimate should be enough damage. There it is. So I could go with a double blink. There's also an ability that you can get that heals up your forces. So you can be like a pushing hero, and you can choose to pick that, which will heal up all my forces, and that'll be great. Let's go ahead and get some more upgrades here. Team is obviously winning quite well. You can take a look at the discrepancy here in the attribute points. But once more, me winning this is not what we're here to show, because I would play a real game if I wanted to. If I'd play a real game against real people, if I was like, oh, look at my skill or whatever. It's just more about showing you the game, talking with you about all the different things, which there's just so much. There's so much to talk about, so much to cover. I feel like there's a lot more complexity than I am even thinking of when it comes to these forces, and again, balancing them out and trying to pick good counters and everything. Even though this game, you know, even though the game's going to show you counters, you guys know, right? Anytime a game tells you what to do, yeah, it might not be a terrible idea, but usually the real players, there's better things that you can do. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like it's probably just one of those situations. I could go back for an upgrade, but I don't have my rematerialize ability right now, and I'd be really far out from the battle, so this guy's dead. Gonna do my ultimate right on his face. Boom, baby. And we could get this guy's dead too. Just like that. Awesome. He rejoins his ancestors. Good for you. Okay, next up we're gonna get once again W, and then after this the only thing we can upgrade is our E. We're currently level 11, max level is 15, and then after you hit 15, there's like further strength progression essentially once you're pushed far down the lanes, basically. We'll take a look at that when and if it comes up. Hopefully it does. Most of the games that I've played have lasted upwards of 25 minutes, so I would anticipate that this will probably be about the same. We'll of course see though, who knows. Alright, we got more. So yeah, we can go back for the upgrade, but I'm just gonna chill for now while I'm out here, because I don't want to have to walk all the way back, to be honest with you. Who knows, maybe there's an ability that makes it so that I wouldn't have to walk back, but again, when you're still learning, you don't know everything. Doesn't that go without saying? Isn't that kind of obvious? I want to kill this thing. Why is it not dying? There we go. Okay, so we've killed all of their guard towers, and now we're killing their augur, and that is actually going to be the match. Holy moly. And with that, we're going to wrap up our look at Supernova, the upcoming MOBA from Bandai Namco, MOBA/strategy game. Now, once again, if you are interested in what you've seen here, you can follow that link right there in the video description below, and that's going to basically let you sign up for the beta. Thank you so much for watching. Hope you have a fantastic afternoon, and I'll see you later.